So now my second favorite city is completely under attack. Yeah, no, not everyone is under attack in that city, but we are definitely going to be under attack in Washington, D.C. And I cannot tell you how disappointed I am to learn of all of the changes that are probably going to happen before our eyes in my beloved city of Washington, D.C. Many of you may already know that I spent quite a few years in Washington, D.C. as a Howard University undergrad. One of my actually, my second favorite city in the US of A is now a place that I would not recommend us going to, us visiting, especially for as a first timer. And I'm going to share why. But first, let me introduce myself. Hey everyone, what's up? I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. On this channel, we talk all things wellness, travel, and money, honey. And tonight's topic is about the dangers of DC moving forward, what it's going to look like, potentially, barring any drastic changes, and what we should do to stay safe and protect ourselves. Y'all know we're all about staying ready so we don't have to get ready. And so that's exactly what we're going to do on this channel. I do ask you, though, to go ahead, hit the subscribe button. If you're in here now, take 5 seconds, hit the subscribe button. Like the video so that it gets out to more people and they too become educated on what is going on. I am very disappointed on how the legacy media news is once again covering this as if it's just a cover up for what is happening with those files. No, 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 no. We're going to get into it, child. This is part of the project. This is part of the project that we've been talking about. And so let's not fool ourselves to think that there's not something more sinister at play here. Whenever there's someone who's sitting there talking about they are going to remove homeless people in what is a highly populated Black, well, it's not really a city, but district, when they're talking about taking care of the thugs, child, this is they're not even hiding what they're talking about, but the legacy media, for some reason, wants to continue to minimize exactly, and not just the legacy media. I've seen people that I rock with on, these social platforms that are not calling a thing, as Mother Iyanla Van Zant would say, let's call a thing. Child, this is more sinister, and y'all could call it, not y'all, but y'all, those people over there can call it fear mongering. They can call it whatever they want. But truth be told, this is a way to deal with, you know, certain populations that they feel or are degenerate. And anyone who saw that news conference or whatever that was, didn't it sound like the Central Park, or I'll say the exonerated five, messaging, the thugs, I mean, it was just so obvious as to who they're targeting with this. And so, like I was saying, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, turn on notification. I did post the days that I'm coming live this week. So go ahead and check the community post tab to see exactly the times that we're going to be live. Also, I was a little tardy for the party tonight because I was supposed to come on later. Totally forgot that tonight is one of my Africana study classes at 8 p.m. And then the weather here has just, true child. If you're coastal on the East Coast, then you know, Southern coastal, then Charleston is flooded out. It's just been a mess, child. So forgive me for being tardy for the party, but I am definitely excited to be here to get through some tips, some gems of what we should prepare for. You see, I have pictures of my beloved District, aka city, Washington, D.C. Such, oh my gosh, I have so many great memories there. But truth be told, if I had children attending college there, if I had friends or family visiting there over the next week or so, 2 weeks, I would be nervous. And I'm actually nervous. We have a homecoming reunion coming up in October, and it's a, special reunion for my class. And, listen, listen, I'm going, but I know how to navigate the city, I think. I don't know what they have planned for us, but we just need to be prepared because we in danger, y'all. And I'm gonna just keep saying that we in danger, y'all. And so let me say hi to some people, and then we're gonna get into some tips as to what we can be doing or how we can stay ready. And hey, Creative Flavors and Travel, good to see you. Hi, Show About Nothing. Oh, okay. So listen, oh my gosh, please try to remind me at the end of this. I'm just going to simply say happy birthday to you. Thank you for tuning in on your birthday. Yesterday was my nephew's birthday. And so I am so happy, and he's such a sweetie. So, um, yeah, so happy birthday. I might do my little birthday song a little later, but since I'm a little tardy, I'm gonna get through the hellos, and then um we'll y'all remind me to sing happy birthday to Creative Flavors and Travel. Hey, Miss P, good to see you. Hey, ABX girl. Hey, LJ, good to see you. Buenas noches to the Hymn Nation, Imaga y fam y todos. Everybody. Hey, Casper. Casper had some wins today. She let me know, man, y'all are about the action, and y'all are bringing y'all families along with y'all. Feel free to share if you want to, Casper. I'm not going to call it out, but congratulations on everything that is going on. And for those of you that don't know, Casper 330 is also a residente temporal de Mexico as of May of this year. And I got to spend some time with her in Playa del Carmen this May. So I'm just so happy. I'm smiling like from ear to ear because I just love, love, love to hear people taking action and getting others to come along for the journey. Hey, Kevin R., good to see you. Hey, Moni Juliet, good to see you. Cynthia, welcome back. Welcome back. You still haven't heard what relocation involves and where they will go. Exactly. I mean, but that's under the guise of some more sinister stuff, which is why I started by saying, even if you're going to visit, can you be hemmed up, especially if you don't have all of the documents we talked about you having? Like, can you get hemmed up? Somebody looking at you thinking you're homeless because you have a natural hairdo and you got on baggy clothes or whatever. Like, this is more sinister than they want to say, but that's why we're here. That's why the Gymnation is here. And I'm sure there'll be other, like, I can't wait to hear with Karen Hunter. That's another reason why I have to be on with Dr. Carr tonight, because he's coming in from, I think he's still in Egypt. And so I know he's going to have some gems to drop, and I'll come back and drop some gems as well. And so, okay, so let's go ahead and get into exactly what this could potentially mean for us. I would love to hear, is there anybody here that has never been to Washington, D.C.? And anyone here that has been to Washington, D.C. and thinks that the federalization, bringing in the National Guard, and the federal government to oversee the policing, do you think it's necessary? Like, is it any different than any other major metropolitan city, right? Call it New York, listen, Chicago. Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but whenever you have a president saying now the police can do whatever they want, He looked in their face and saw that when people were spitting at them, the police wanted to do something. You could just see it in their face. And now they can do whatever they want. Y'all, we in danger, y'all. We are in danger, which is another reason why I say don't go. What did Kamala say when she was talking about the border? Don't come. Please don't come. Don't come. Like, that's how I feel about DC, because there's going to be some examples made. And if you looked at that panel, the news conference panel, let me see if I could pull up a picture, then not one person that looked like me and you, except for that Patel guy, but he's not one. Not one person that spoke that sound like they have any compassion for anything other than rich, wealthy people. I do believe that there will be some pushback, because the laws that he's trying to instate do have to be pushed back. I mean, do have to be approved by Congress to overtake the jurisdiction. But, and however, we know that he has the whole lot of team on his side. He has the whole team on his side. I was trying to find the picture of the people. Okay, here's one. Let me see. This is just a joke. Oh gosh. Let me see if I could share this. Hopefully I can share it. Did anyone see, or did anyone not see the conference today? I'm curious to know. Let me just try to share this little picture. Share. It's a time, child. It is a time. Share screen. I'll pull it up later. But the point I was trying to make is there is no diversity really on his team. And the team of people he has there are all MAGA enthusiasts, right? And so we know what that means. They are down for what is written in the words of Project 2025 or Agenda 47. They are down for all of that. And none of that includes inclusion. It includes exclusion. When you think about one of the first calls of action that they did in DC was to erase the Black Lives Matter mall and the street, and I literally like chisel it out, not even paint over, like chisel out the street to make sure that it was gone for good. It tells you all you really need to know about where we are right now. And so I really, you know what, we don't have to bring up the picture. Let's just get into the topic. So today, child, they have stood 10 toes down to continue to follow what they plan to do that's outlined and listed in Project 2025. And so it's bigger than a cover up. It's bigger than what they're trying to say it is with the Epstein files, because it's part of Project 2025 when there was no discussion of the Epstein files, right? So let's just talk about what the recent events were. So the administration has taken a more direct role in the governance of Washington, D.C. They say they're going to address crime and homelessness, but we have a criminal running the government. We have drunkards running the DOJ. Like, it is just so oxymoronish to believe that their intent is really to address crime and homelessness and to deploy federal law enforcement and the federal law enforcement and the National Guard to handle crime and homelessness is beyond ridiculous to me. I do say it bothers me when I go to wealthy cities, especially wealthy cities, and see the atrocity the sheer volume of homeless people. The biggest homeless population um, travesty that I saw was in Seattle, Washington. Why? Because you have companies like Amazon. You have companies, well, at the time, Barnes and Noble. You had some of the biggest companies in Seattle, Washington, corporate, right? Corporate offices, corporate headquartered, with homeless population through the roof, with people laying literally on the sidewalks in front of these multi-billion-dollar companies. That was heartbreaking. But for them to select DC, which is the lowest hanging fruit, we get it. Washington DC is it's not a typical city, right, and or state, so they have more control over what happens there. But when you look at the numbers, and some of y'all may have seen it, the crime numbers have actually gone down, especially the like felonious crime numbers that you can't really alter. Like they said, a unaliving is an unaliving. You can't alter those numbers. So although they claim that the actions are necessary to ensure our public safety, many local officials and critics have raised concerns about the legitimacy of that, right? Particularly as it relates to Black residents and or tourists that come to that city. Why is there such a major concern? Simply, it's a disproportionate, it will have a disproportionate impact on Black people. And I'm not even going to say Black and brown. Let's say Black people. Y'all know, many of y'all know that DC used to be called Chocolate City, right? Because it was like 90 something percent Black. Now, that number has drastically gone down due to gentrification, but it's still predominantly a predominantly Black city. So let's just look at the number. Black population by percentage. So right now it's 55%. So slightly, it used to be 90%. Now it's 55%, but still that's the majority, right? When you talk about the homeless population, I would venture to say, I don't have the stats on that because it's hard to, I don't know that anyone's stats would be 100% accurate because they're not, these are people sleeping on the street, right? But I would venture to guess that number is above 80%. And so when you're talking about taking them and moving them arbitrarily to wherever you want, for whatever reasons you want, that is definitely going to affect us more than others. But again, how can you definitely tell if a person, now some ways you can tell if a person is homeless, right? But then there's other ways, because DC is such a condensed town, so to speak, a condensed city, district, whatever. There's tent cities still not right by the White House, but they're not far, walking distance to the White House. So you could easily, intentionally or unintentionally, get picked up, get get picked up with the homeless population. And if you don't have adequate paperwork, or if the people who are detaining you don't give a damn if you have paperwork, this is where the problem comes in at. And I do believe that it's for sinister purposes. They need labor. They want to get rid of us, period, right? And someone came out yesterday, well, I won't bring that up now, but yeah, so I really want us to be serious. If you know young people in DC, have the conversation. Don't, if they can avoid being out alone, if they can avoid being out, you know what, we're going to get into solutions in a minute. I'm jumping ahead of myself. I am just passionate about this, just simply because I love this city so much. This city has such great memories, and they're, going to be tarnished. I did see the former mayor of DC, Susan, what's her name? Pruitt? I can't remember. But she was interviewed today. She's hanging out in Martha's Vineyard with everybody else, all the dignitaries, the Black dignitaries. And she was being interviewed before his conference, and she was saying, "Oh, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think he's gonna do that." I'm like, why are people not taking this man at his word? Like, if nothing else, the first 180 days, he done proved the one thing he's going to do is stand on his word as it relates to us, right? And to immigrants and to people that he detests, poor people, etc. So we talked about the disproportionate number of Black people in Washington, D.C. being a concern, but also when you give policing bodies the authority to do whatever they want, you're telling them there's no repercussions. And we've seen that he has been literally okay with that, with the insurrectionists being pardoned, right? So let's not think for 1 minute that protesting, taking pictures, taking videos, and all of that is going to mean anything as it relates to this administration. It's not. It's not. This is what they want. They want to instill fear. They don't want us protesting. They don't want us out there. And many civil rights leaders have said that these actions are disgusting, dangerous, and derogatory. And it's like we're at an impact. Like, what do you do? What do you do, especially when it comes to the homeless population that we know does not have any type of documentation? Any type of documentation, a birth certificate? We ain't even going to talk passports. Do they even have a piece of paper saying who they are? And what will they do with those people who cannot prove who they are? And who can come looking for those people? Like, it's actually beyond what I thought would happen this quick. I am beyond. I don't even know. I had to come on because this wasn't even supposed to be the topic for today's live, but I had to talk about it because the ruthlessness of it, the absolute blatant racism. It's flabbergasted to me. Like, I am completely in shock that this is being allowed. So let's talk about what they're saying they're going to do with the homeless people. They're going to supposedly relocate them far from the capital. What the hell does that mean? Does it mean El Salvador? Does it mean, I don't know, the farms in California? Like, what does it mean? And they're not even trying to share what that means. Like, they feel they don't have to. It's not like they're saying, "Oh, we're going to relocate them. We built this homeless camp on this beautiful sprawling, you know, 80 acres of land, air conditioned units, all of that." No, 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 no. They are just literally going to do with them whatever they want. And we know what they want is not positive. We see what they're doing. I keep losing my train of thought because it's just so blatantly obvious, and the fact that we are not like taking this more seriously, and everybody's just, I'm kind of thinking that this Epstein thing is a cover up for the cover up, right? That everyone's saying that, oh, this is a cover up for the files. But no, it's not. No, it's not. I cannot wait to hear what Dr. Carr's take is going to be on this, because I know he's going to break it down to the very last compound and have historical references that we can relate it to. And so, yeah. Let me see who's in here. I'm not even looking at the names, y'all. Hold on. Let me get back to Seeing who is in here. Hold on. Okay, so hey, Christine is in the building. Good to see you. Yes, so Casper 330 got her mom and older brother to get their passports. When we spoke at, was it the top of this year? It was like a pipe dream, and congratulations, congratulations. So Jan, you've never been to DC? Oh, Creative Flavors never been. Yeah, Cynthia, it's so not necessary. Oh, Miss P, yes, you live in the DMV, staying out of DC, 100%. Oh my goodness, you're supposed to go for a bridal shower. You don't know now. Well, let's see how it plays out. I think again, there's ways if you navigate, don't wander by yourself and all of that. Um, you can be okay. You saw some of it, okay? Jan was working, didn't get to see it. Hi, Miss G, good to see you back. Hot mess, and Pam and Pete needed their drinks. Someone else was saying that today. I didn't know Pam Bondi and Pete was the two. I knew Pete was. I didn't know that Pam Bondi too. But again, it's just like if they. The other thing I thought was funny because I did watch the press conference. Man, if I had a nickel for every time Trump said "I" or "me," me, I did this, I did that, it was me, it was me. Oh my gosh. I was like, there are some mental anyway. Yeah, that was absolutely beyond crazy. Yeah, I could tell. Yeah, Pete, yeah, he you can always tell he's fiending a little. You saw a video of the mayor in chief. I think that's who that was. So the mayor, Mariel Bowser, child, she looked like she was in the Hamptons too, because her tan was tanning. But again, she knows what it is. She knows what is about to go down. And for those of you who don't know, the mayor of DC is a Black woman, and we know how they feel about women, black women, black people in power. And so he's going to do everything in his power to take away her power. And so, yeah, Jolly Ginger mentioned people were questioned in Union Station this afternoon. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, listen, this is gonna he's got a point to make. Him and his people have a point to make. And so if y'all don't think this man is serious and it has nothing to do with these files, nothing. Hey Joy Williams, good to see you. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the files. You live in DC, crime is a problem. I don't care, but I would like to feel safe. Okay. Well, I don't know how safe, Teddy, you're going to feel as you see only us getting picked up. Crime is a problem in big cities. We are in a recession. The people don't want to say it. Crime is a problem. But that there are protections in place so that not one party can overstep based on their feelings. Now, if you think that this man has shown you, and when I say this man, I mean his entire administration has shown you that they give a damn about keeping people safe. And I'm not laughing at you, but let's be clear. I don't want you to have your feelings hurt. That's not what this is about. This is not about safety. It's about them cleansing DC. It's about them. Did you hear him talking about the people cleaning the streets in other countries and how he has gold in the White House and how he wants it? It's DC's going to be for sale too. Just be clear. So if you live in DC now and you own, I don't know, what that's going to look like for you in the future either. Like, this is bigger than the crime. I don't for 1 minute, there's not one person that could convince me that this administration cares about the crime in DC. They care about it being a predominantly Black. And then he talked about the low income housing, y'all. Like, there is nothing that he can hold, like the peoples in the South, they can't hold water. Like, he cannot hold his true thoughts. He doesn't want no poor people there. He doesn't want Black people there. Listen, there's so many other avenues to deal with crime, especially with was it a 4,000? I think DC has 4,000 police officers. There's so many other ways to deal with crime than to bring in to bring in the National Guard and to federalize it, which is unheard of. Never. So where's the proof that this is even going to work? If that was their strategy, which it's not. But anyway, exactly. Listen, they're gonna be everywhere, child. So if you have any uncle, you also lived in San Francisco, the homeless problem there is out of control. We don't want to know. Yeah, but guess what? Guess what? If the recession continues to go the way it's going, crime is a byproduct of that. There's nothing. Crime is going to happen in major metropolitan cities when grocery prices are high, when Medicaid is going away, when rents are doubling or quadrupling and people are being pushed out. That is a byproduct of the system that we are in right now. So I don't know what your expectations are for the military to come in and the federal government to come in and swoop up homeless people and put them wherever. I don't know what your expectations are, but I promise you, you're going to be disappointed if you think that their goal is to just stop crime and you're a Black person. Just be prepared for what's to come. It's all a cover. Exactly. 100%. Hey, Tony Africa. Welcome. Next, on to the project 2012 list of addressing regulations on food and drugs. Yeah. Pam needed a morning scotch too. Okay. I need to look at that. But I do want to get into like some of the things that we should do to stay ready so we don't have to get ready, because it is definitely coming. And I didn't even get through half of the stuff, but let's just talk about knowing your rights, right? If you have a young Black male or female that has to roam the streets of Washington, D.C. by themselves because they either go to college. I just literally saw the pinning of the newest students at Howard University. It brought so much joy to my heart. And then it was like, this news came out today, and I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? I just pray for them because I believe we're going to see some stuff that's going to just not be pretty to see. Then they're talking about what was that? The other one that needed a scotch. What's her name? Pirro, whatever her name is. The new attorney general. They are playing chess, y'all. They are playing a game of chess. No matter how cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs some of them may sound, they are playing chess. And the Pirro person, she wants to sink her teeth into these young Black thugs that they believe are committing all the crimes. And meanwhile, you have people like, what's her name? Maxwell? Child, literally being put in a day camp after doing what she did to young girls. Like, this is chess, not checkers. And some people will get it. Some people that don't play chess won't. This is a game of strategy, and they are sticking lockstep in toe with one another. They are following the blueprint to get to where they need to be. Again, watch the movie The Order. I forgot if it's on Netflix. I forgot which platform it's on. Understand, this has been planned for decades. And again, we'll talk more about Project 2025 in a second, but please make sure the young people, as well as yourself, know your rights. Your constitutional rights for now still mean something. So if they get picked up, they don't have to say a damn thing. All they need to do is ask for counsel immediately and hopefully not get, roughed up in the process. Um, look up know your rights rules, right? And there's things that you can print out, send to people you know and love so that they can at least carry it around with them, and if anything, know that they have the right to remain silent and ask for an attorney, because the way they can spin words, listen, I was pre-law before I switched majors. The way they can switch your words to mean something that you had no intention for them to mean is scary. So know your rights. Also teach them to just like always be aware. New York, we say keep our head on swivel, right? Always be aware of surroundings. Try not to go any place by yourself as a Black person or a person of color, I'll say. If you're in DC. And also, let's be clear, DC is not going to be the last stop on this train. This is the petri dish. This is the test market because it's the easiest, because it's not a state. It's not a city with its own, it's a federal territory. It's a district. So um, expect to hear more. I think they already started talking about, going to Chicago, and listen, they already got our mayor in New York on on lock. And so until next year, he's gonna cave. And so anyway, child, I get emotional about this because I know young kids are going to be innocent victims of this mess. And when I say kids, I mean, young adults. And they're trying to control our population. They're trying to make America white again, versus the diversity that it represents. And so be prepared, right? For visitors, it's a good idea to have your important documents with you. So whatever those IDs are that we talked about that proves that you're a US citizen, carry them. We're stacking the odds in our favor. When I started talking about our young kids are going to need to carry their papers, I literally did not mean 7 months after this man got in office. I did not think that, but here we are. Here we are. Your kids are going to need to have identification that shows that they are, in fact, US citizens. They're also going to know their rights. I did that free emergency. It should be in the description if you did not get a copy of the free emergency know your rights. Let me just see what it's exactly called. It should be the first or second link in, hold on. It says, get your emergency document checklist with clickable links. Although that's the one with clickable links for $10. You can watch the video where I go over everything. And I think it says emergency documents or something like that. But the first link is the actual link with, the actual downloadable document with clickable links. It's an easy to read Google Doc where literally it takes you through exactly what to say if you're picked up, exactly what not to say. It also has phone numbers for immigrant attorneys that are taking on cases. It's so much information. You could check out the link and see if you're interested. And then if you're a Haitian, there's a whole special section if you are up from the Haitian community or know somebody who is. But again, having these documents, my purse is over there, but again, I walk it like I talk it. Like, listen, I'm in South Carolina. I'm in, Trump territory, even though I've had no issues, which again, I was worried that I would. I really haven't. Or no overt issues, I should say, but I still stay ready. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to the comments in a second, but I just really want to finish going over. So also know your filming rights, like child. know your filming rights, right? You do have the right to film as long as it's not interfering with officers' actions. They will try to scare you out of that, but know that you have the right to film. There are certain things, like if you have an Apple, if you have a watch, there's certain devices that you can be filming. Some people have the glasses, and they may not know that you're filming, but know that you do have the right to film as long as you're not impeding or interfering. And if you can find you a white ally to be, the voice, then that's even better, because they tend to walk away from things alive versus unalived. Also, there are, when it comes to the homeless population, that is tricky, because unfortunately, like I said, most of them, not many of them, there's mental illnesses. Somebody mentioned it in the comments section. There's mental, I think it was a Miss P. A lot of them, there's mental illnesses that are not being addressed. There's also addictions that are not being addressed. And so how do you deal with that? Um, this is gonna be bad, y'all. This is gonna be bad. But again, and then also, if you don't say anything, there are legal aid societies that are stepping up to the forefront, that can offer guidance for your rights. They still have those, call these numbers if you pay $11 or $15 a month for legal help if you need it. I don't support any of them. I don't use any of them, so I can't support them. But if anyone here uses any of those legal resources, you can put it in the chat, and that you have used it and it has been successful. So I don't use them. But again, always never hurts to keep a 1-800 attorney's number, right? That, you know, you may have to call. And so again, that checklist that I referenced, the emergency checklist, offers a couple of those. So yeah, so this whole, I forgot to mention, it's called the Home Rule Act that's being repealed, or they're trying to repeal. All of this was part of Project 2025, y'all. Specific goals related to DC governance have been discussed in the context of Project 2025, and its associated policies include repealing the DC Home Rule Act, which means that Congress should repeal the law to establish DC's local government, effectively abolishing the city's elected council and mayor, and placing the city's administration directly under the control of Congress or a federally appointed body. This was in Project 2025. And I'm just doing the Iyanla clap, because when she gets serious with it, but this was all in Project 2025. They are playing chess. And then we got legacy media sitting up here lying in our faces. Like, they know what this is. Anyway, federalizing the Metropolitan Police Department, all part of this project thing. This would involve bringing the city's police force under federal authority rather than local control. This is presented as a way to unleash law enforcement and address crime more aggressively. But critics argue it would undermine local authorities and civil liberties, especially for us. Also, in the project document, it proposes using federal agencies, including the Department of Justice, which they're using, to directly intervene in the city's affairs. This includes deploying federal law enforcement and the National Guard, and taking a more active role in the removal of homeless encampments and the prosecution of crimes. They said it. They meant it. We just didn't read it. They said it, they meant it. We did not read it. We did not pay attention. We did not know how expeditiously they could start implementing this. So It's all based on the belief that DC's local government has failed to adequately address crimes and other issues. That's what they're saying. And that a more centralized federal approach is necessary to ensure the city's safety and well-being. Whatever. Whatever. There are cities that are faring way worse. They said Washington, D.C. is not even on the top 25 most dangerous places per capita. Not on the top 25 list. Now, I haven't done the research on that. So, I will. I just saw that pop up before we got on here. Not on the top 25 most dangerous. I'm gonna Google that right now. Where does Washington, D.C. rank in, let's just say, violent crimes? So it says, okay, it's not giving me out of all states. Let's do that because it's not giving me a ranking. Okay, so 3 days ago, Newsweek posted something. Let's see what it says. I don't know how much I trust them, but it's not giving the actual number. But it did say that it has gone down. And the reason it's not giving a number, because I could tell just by the images whose side they're on. Let me just see if there's another, and then I'm gonna come see who's in the. I need a liberal, not a liberal, bipartisan. Okay, so if we go to DC, let me search. Control F. Control F. Let's see, DC. Okay, it's not in. I'm on number 10. It's not there, and it only goes. I'll load more. I have to load more. Idaho, Virginia, Minnesota, West Virginia comes higher. Like, this is crazy. This is insane. Okay. I'm getting too many commercials popping up. But anyway, I will do my homework and see exactly where they rank overall. But the last thing I heard is that they don't rank in the top 25 of all the states. So anyway, let me see what y'all are saying, because I do want to, tap into Dr. Carr tonight, because I want to come back with more great information tomorrow. Cynthia says all of the cabinets, they are okay with this entire sham. The way they have no compassion for starving people, knowing people will die without treatment. Yeah, it is not for the betterment of us, Cynthia, and you know it. Yes. Hi, Just One. Good to see you. Okay. The military. The military's function isn't dealing with crime. Exactly. Training is subdued and to neutralize, even if peacekeeping operations force is a component. Let me just say this. Imagine being part of the National Guard and you've taken an oath. Listen, okay. And you've taken an oath to protect and serve your country. And now you're being deployed within your country, right? Against your fellow Americans to stand up to them. Like, what kind of okey doke banana in the tailpipe operation is that? Listen, if y'all are in here, like the video, go ahead, take 5-10 seconds to like the video. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. This way you could chit chat with us. This way you'll be part of the Gym Nation, and hit the alarm bell so that you know when we come live again. But what I did want to say is, in addition to the okey doke, what about them making FEMA employees transfer over to ICE if they want to keep their jobs? because even though they have 10,000 openings or whatever, people are not, I mean, there's people who need jobs, yes, and they're going to apply for ICE, but they're disappointed in the number and the turnout, even though they'll tell you otherwise. And they're going to make these people, if they want to keep a job within the government, to go over and work for ICE, even though thank you, Teddy. Yes, please, please, please hit the like button. We are back tomorrow too. Before I forget, we are back tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tomorrow's conversation, I wasn't sure if I was going to do which order I was going to do it in, but let's just say tomorrow's topic is going to be about, it's going to be a money conversation, child. It's going to be about, and some of y'all may have gotten the email. So if you're on my current email list, you got an email, excuse me, with the upcoming calendar. And so this week's live, we're going to tomorrow we're going to talk about how to follow the money so that you too can make money. Because with all of this chaos, if you understand investing and trading, you will know that there are certain things that are being said out loud, not just to say them out loud. He's sending whispers to investors on where to put their money. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. We have a new program coming out in September that is going to focus on that. The emails will start going out tomorrow. I had to finalize some dates and stuff. But again, listen, if you can't join them, if you can't beat them, join them morally, join them ethically, right? There are certain areas that are going to boom, and there's other areas that are going to bust, and people are going to get super wealthy. And they're going to create enough wealth where that the inflation, the rise in the cost of living is going to have little to no impact on them because they're paying attention. So tomorrow we're going to talk about following the money to make money and how to future-proof your portfolio from a macro level. And then we're going to talk about 5 of the most toxic things that we are putting in our bodies as Black people that are doing us so much harm, but we have no idea. No idea, because it's hidden in plain sight. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to do another what a week, what a week, because the news is still newsing. And unfortunately, I can't cover everything in an hour. So we're going to do the top stories of what is happening as it relates to us. And that is on Thursday. And you can see the schedule on tomorrow's at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Excuse me. You can see the schedule on the community tab. Tomorrow's 10 p.m., Wednesday's 9 p.m., and then Thursday is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So be sure to turn on your notifications so you don't miss it. And if you miss the live, catch the replay. But let me get back to your comments, see what you're saying, and then make sure I didn't miss anyone. So many of your patients are homeless due to addiction. Yeah. And the reason why I'm also doing the health story is because another news topic that people are not paying attention to, Medicaid is cutting off many people who are in long-term and short-term care facilities, and they're not accepting a lot of patients because of the cuts that are coming. It's already started. Now, the cuts are not really supposed to take effect until next year, however, these facilities are already saying, no, we're not getting stuck with the bill. It's already taking too long to get payments. We're only getting a fraction of the payment. And so if you are someone who wants to lower the chances that you may need to end up in a facility, because it's eventually going to hit Medicare too. It's going to hit Medicare. I promise you that. There's certain things we should do, easy things we should do, easy steps we should take regarding our health. And that's knowing when they're trying to poison us, girl or girl and guys, like when they're trying to poison us. And so that is going to be on Wednesday. So yeah, thank you, Christine. Yes, please like, subscribe, and share. I did want to come on here, just like I said, quickly, because I wanted to talk about this tonight because it's so important, and so many of us have connections in the DMV area. So many of us need to have conversations, right? The churches need to be talking about this. I'm waiting for Howard to send me an email and tell me what is going on. Like, what are y'all doing to keep these kids safe with all this foolishness happening? Because, you know, we all look alike to certain people. We all look alike. And I know how much I used to hang out in Georgetown when I was in Howard. And Georgetown wasn't that was the least densely Black populated part of DC. And so I just want to prepare us for what may come visually, also prepare us to let us know that this legacy media means us no good, means us no protection. This has nothing to do. How could you even say it has to do with the Epstein files when they wrote about this years ago? They wrote about this exact play years ago. And so I literally, it's going to be bad, y'all. And I'm still going to be doing, you know, residency consultations. Listen, we need options. We need options. And I feel for anybody who has young kids that are just trying to live a free life, like, you know, many of us did, without being worried about being stopped by immigration or picked up because we fit a certain profile. We look like a thug or what did he call them? The slum? No, the scums. I forgot what that man said, but you know, he used every trope, right? Every old school type of descriptor without saying the N word, right? Without actually saying that word, he used every word that he could possibly think of. And so, yeah, we definitely need to, see something and say something. What is the timeline for my next virtual workshop series? Okay, so there's actually 3 virtual workshop series that are coming up, and emails will be going out soon. The first, well, it's not even the first one. So we are bringing back the entrepreneurial, decode your talent and design your 5-figure income. Then we also have, which it will be announced tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk more about it tomorrow. We have a investors workshop, and this is for people who have money to invest. This is not for people who don't. Like, I don't even want to sugarcoat it. Like, this is for people who want to start putting away money based on the moves of this country. And so we will definitely have, do I kind of want to talk about it now? No, we'll talk about it tomorrow. So it's going to be about following the money to make money and future-proofing our portfolio, because that's what's going on. I promise you, the talks about NVIDIA, the talks about AMD, the tariffs, all of that, signals. And if you understand how to interpret these signals, you too can ride the highs of this market and be able to tolerate the lows. And so that is another virtual series. Wait, what's the third one? I'm missing one. So we have the Decode Your Talent. We have the, I can't say the name, but we'll announce it tomorrow. But let's just say Follow the Money series for investors. And this is also for people who already have portfolios, but don't know what the hell is going on with them. You got a 401k, don't have a clue, haven't spoke to your money manager. You just have them investing your money bi-weekly, tri-weekly, whatever, and have no idea what's going on with it. So if that is you, this will be a very dynamic. I'm so excited about this course. coming up. And then there's one, and shoot, why is my memory not working right now? Because I'm running late for Dr. Carr's course. But I'll share all of those in an upcoming email. Tomorrow, you will learn more about the dates for the money course. Later this week, you'll learn more about the dates for the entrepreneurial course. And then the third one, there's a third one, and I have to look at my calendar. Sorry. But yeah, so more about that soon. And said move to Canada. Listen, child, there are so many places. I also have another video, but it's pre-produced, about the countries that have made changes to visa requirements, residency requirements. Some of the countries that you may have been looking at are going to get stricter or getting stricter. So there's a pre-produced video that's coming out probably the end of this week. You're getting annoyed with Don Lemon. Yeah. He's all about the Epstein child. Listen, like I said, he got bills to pay. But you just need to know who's doing God's work and who's doing the work for clicks, right? You hear people are saying tax exempt on their W-2 because they're tired of funding that war. Have you heard this? I don't know how you're doing tax exempt. The one thing about Uncle Sam, child, you owe him taxes. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what they expect to happen, because when it's time to pay, then it's gonna be time to pay. Yeah, so anyway, so thank you all again. The reason I wanted to do this is because I know for certain, as someone who has lived in DC as well, when crime was at highest levels, right? Meaning Southeast, you just did not go to Southeast DC. We got taught that freshman year of college, child. They told us not to walk off of campus. Our campus wasn't that big. You know, we're in the city after dark, but, you know, we did never had real bad issues. You'd have, you know, what they call the blockheads. That's what they would call them, you know, try to holler at you, you know, call us stuck up, whatever. But there was no real issues. I may have heard of the whole time I was there, maybe like a handful of people that have gotten robbed. And you know, maybe so things were bad then too. But I do believe that with the right strategy in place, you know, crime is a moneymaker, y'all. With no crime, there's no prisons. Y'all got to read between the lines. This is chess, not checkers. With no crime, there are no prisons. With no prisons, there's no free labor. Like, it's not rocket science, y'all. It's really not. And when you follow the money, you have your answer. It's really that simple. So again, they're trying to get so much free labor from us, and we just need to know and be prepared, because it's for the next foreseeable future that they're just going to keep coming to try to find their free labor and try to find out how they can put us back in our place, so to speak, right? And so, yeah, crime is necessary for this country. Crime is necessary, since right now there is no legal forms of slavery. So anyway, I hope I went over everything. I was just wanted to go over my notes real quick, because I did put some bullets just to make sure I covered everything. But yeah, this was literally to come on and say that we in danger, y'all. DC is no longer a safe place for us at this point in time. I do not recommend us traveling there willy-nilly. I do not recommend any of the young people just being on the street. Listen, I'm in Myrtle Beach, right? Myrtle Beach, if you plan on coming for the rest of the summer or for the rest of the year, they have a curfew now for under 18. I think it's 9 or 10 p.m. You can't be out without an adult. or I think the first is a summons or something like that, and then they make sure you go to where the adults are. But they're doing heavy policing. Now, I will say Myrtle Beach has seen some crimes. Like, I literally did not used to hear about this stuff, and it's gotten bad. But it's the nature of the times that we're in right now that's going to make those numbers go up. I just want us to be safe. I want our kids to be safe. I worry about, when I say I worry, I say prayers for the young ones that's out there that have no clue what could be facing them. Now, the fact that you could get literally swept up by the National Guard, by federal law enforcement, and not know what to do, that's what I want us to avoid. Every kid should know what to do. This should be training. This should be training, like knowing your number, knowing your social security number, your phone, all of that. This should be training. You should know exactly what to say, what to not say, who to call, who to not call. Like, that should be part of our training. And so, anyway, I thank you all for tuning in. Again, know your rights, stay calm, have your documents ready, record if necessary, but follow the practices by, not interfering. And yeah, and tomorrow we're going to talk about following the money, pretty much. We're going to talk about following the money, because that's what this country comes down to. And there's a lot of signals being put out there, and we just need to pay attention. And we too can benefit ethically and morally, right? I'm not saying invest in prisons. I don't, but there's other ways to capitalize off of what they're capitalizing on. So anyway, I think I got all the comments, and I think I got all the questions, if there were any. Have I heard anything about the U.S. state of Africa passport? United States of Africa passport? No. Mm-mm. Exactly. What major crimes are down. Um, I'm not sure about petty crimes, but yeah, major crimes are down. Exactly. It's all smoke and mirrors, but it works for a lot of people. It works for a lot of people. I was on with my 28-day accountability group. When was it? When were we on, y'all? We were on Sunday. What's today? Today's Monday? No, we were on Saturday evening. And I was talking about a family member who literally believes the stories about the white Afrikaners being persecuted. The propaganda works, y'all. Propaganda works. And that they need refuge over here. Ask me, did I hear about it? How they're being, like, listen, this is we are in danger, y'all. Yeah, so I think I got all the questions. Yes, please be safe. Please be safe. You're looking into the passport, Miss P. Yeah, I need to look more into that. Is it called that? Maybe I'm missing the name. But thank you for sharing that. I will look into it, and I will continue to celebrate y'all, everyone who's doing the thing. Let me go ahead and take a screenshot of Casper 330, because I love celebrating y'all. I love celebrating y'all. I just celebrated somebody today on the community tab. And so, okay. So hopefully, let me do that one more time, because I'm not sure if my face was in it. Let me put that down. There we go. Okay, we're gonna I'm just gonna do the quote anyway. So congratulations once again, Casper 330. I'm so proud of this group. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're gonna talk about the money, honey. And I will be announcing the next investors group, which is for investors. And now is the time, y'all, because people are taking advantage of the opportunity, and I don't want us to continue to be left behind. So anyway, more about that tomorrow. See everyone tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will talk to y'all then. Have a good night, everyone.